So, I mean, we have about 12 minutes to talk about this next topic, but this next topic is way bigger than 12 minutes. Do we want to attempt it?
I think we should touch it, and we can talk more in the Facebook group if we want to or whatever.
It's sensitive.
It's very sensitive, and I think probably a lot of people are going to know what we're going to mention, but we're talking about George Floyd and what happened to him in Minneapolis, right? Wasn't it Minneapolis?
I think so.
And it's just really fucking sad, man. Like the video of him literally getting killed by a police officer.
I couldn't watch it.
A slow kill. I
couldn't watch it. I've only read what people have said about it, but I can't watch people suffering. I can't watch people die.
It's like a 12-minute video where this cop has
literally
his knee
kneeling on this
his
guy's neck, and he's literally saying, "Help, help, help, I can't breathe." And there's 4 cops there, and one of the cops is actually stopping people from helping.
And there's like a lot of bystanders, a lot of people videoing. I mean, literally, it was a modern day lynching. Like, it's fucked up, and it was a modern day public lynching. Like, it literally was a public killing of a black dude that has been proven that he wasn't resisting arrest. There's video footage that came out from a local restaurant that had camera footage of when he actually got arrested. He was in handcuffs the whole time, so he wasn't a threat. It was just a racist ass cop that wanted to fucking put this guy in a world of hurt. And whether he meant to kill him or not, he fucking killed him. And it's really sad.
Yeah, I saw
it feels very helpless, dude. Like,
saw some announcement that was
just last week. There was another killing. The week before that, there was another killing of an innocent black guy.
It's almost it's like
sad,
we've almost already forgot about the guy in Georgia.
Ahmaud Armour, whatever his name was.
Yeah, and it's like
sorry for not pronouncing his name right, but you know what I'm talking about.
It's like the Minneapolis Police Department have decided after further review, the Minneapolis Police Department has decided to terminate the jobs of all 4 officers. And it's like, don't you mean prosecute for murder? Oh yeah, now the noise is happening.
The noise is starting, so if you hear the noise,
yeah, I didn't know that you could murder someone on the job and only lose your job and not actually go to jail for murder.
Here's the thing.
That's what I didn't know.
There is a lot of public outcry over this one. I'd say maybe even more than the other one, because the one that happened in Georgia recently, it was someone who wasn't a cop that killed him. It was a bystander. And not a bystander. It was someone who literally chased this guy down while he was jogging and killed him in broad daylight. But so that was a little bit different because there was justice served and like those guys got put in jail and hopefully they're there for the rest of their lives for fucking killing this innocent dude. But
it was a father and a son that were connected to the KKK.
It was a slow killing. It was a police officer. And I think that over the next coming days, we're going to see those guys arrested. Unfortunately, they're not arrested. They're probably pretty scared right now that they're gonna get arrested because they should be, and they should be tried for murder, and they should be in jail for the rest of their fucking lives. But it also, it's like some of those other guys, they weren't the ones with their knee on the guy's neck, but they also did not do anything to stop it. Like they were encouraging it, and they were actively stopping other people.
I don't know if they were encouraging it, but they definitely weren't stopping it.
And that's guilty by association, bro.
Well, I think that's similar to like lying by omission. You don't have to be deceitful. You just have to not take action.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, there's a lot of rhetoric going on right now, which is like, if you're not speaking out against this, then you are for this.
You're on the side of the oppressor.
And I don't like that rhetoric at all. I'm not a fan of that rhetoric. I really do not get behind that. And it's like, if you're not for pizza, you're against pizza. You're the enemy of the pizza. As a matter of fact, you're anti-Italian. You're anti-small business. If you don't like pizza, then you're bad. I'm like, that's not true.
Yeah, and that's a very
like, this is horrible.
That's a very desensitized example, but it does kind of relate because there is a lot of rhetoric around this. And I reposted something that LeBron James posted yesterday.
Like
that was
kneeling. Yeah.
It was the picture of Colin Kaepernick kneeling. And a lot of people at the time did not understand what he was trying to convey. And side by side with that is the image of George Floyd with the police officer's knee on his neck. And that guy is kneeling. And it's a pretty eerie parallel because they're both kneeling. And it says,
it's like if you're mad at one.
If you don't understand why this was happening, then you definitely don't get why this is happening, or something along the lines. And it said like, stay woke, whatever, blah, 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 something along those lines. But I thought that was super powerful. And I feel like I had a conflicting thing because I woke up in the morning, I was laying in bed and I saw this video of this guy fucking dying. And it's like, what do you do, man? It's like posting a picture doesn't help. Posting the video doesn't really help. Nothing is going to bring this guy back to life. That's not going to solve racism. Like, I hope that no one on my friends list that actually is going to see that picture is someone that would do some shit like that. I think I reposted it because it felt like it was a powerful message, and I felt like kind of flooding everyone's stories with those pictures was kind of a powerful thing. But
I mean, social media was overwhelmed. Every platform I was on all day had multiple posts from multiple people about everything. But was that just
posturing on my part? Was that me being part of this problem of just like, oh, we're so heartbroken, but at the same time, like not doing anything? And it's like, maybe, I don't know. And it's just like a hard thing because there's this rhetoric of like, if you're not for us, you're against us, blah, blah, blah. And of course, there are things right now that you can do.
It's a false equivalency. I don't like it.
There's things that you can do right now.
I know for me personally, like I'm very upset. I'm very outraged, and it's terrifying. It's scary. Like,
and you have family members that are black.
Yeah, like, and it's like this could happen to them, and that's scary and that's terrifying. It's like, it's horrible, but like I don't know, man. Like don't forget I'm a white guy. Okay, I'm still a white guy. I got white privilege. It's real. It exists. But I don't know if this is just because I am privileged enough to not say anything. I don't know. Like, I remember I was talking to my sister. Well,
some people are like, you're saying that you can't believe, like, because a lot of people are saying, like, I can't believe this is happening in 2020. And some people are like, yo, if you're still saying you can't believe this is happening in 2020, you haven't been fucking paying attention because this shit is happening every single day.
This is just the only one that's been caught on camera.
Well, no, it's not the only one.
No,
it happens all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a regular occurrence, I believe, that there's extreme systematic racism, especially and specifically when it comes to law enforcement and African Americans.
Well, it's the same thing that I talk about it, like the bar dress code. You know, it's like no plain white tees, and that they only enforce it
no baggy pants, no flat bill hats,
no Timbs, no.
And it's like, you're describing fashion that black dudes wear. I get it.
No,
you're basically
Nike Air Force Ones.
You're basically saying no black dudes. Got it. Okay.
But if I walked in there with a plain white tee, they wouldn't say shit. It's like selective enforcement of the law, and it's like, well, the law says this, and it's like, yeah, we know the law says this, but when it's a white dude doing it, you don't do shit. It's like when there was that, you were talking about it. There was a protest a couple weeks ago about the lockdown, and guys, white dudes with guns, like stormed the Capitol. No one got shot. It wasn't violent, but you know, you see a black dude and he's not even resisting arrest or anything, and then the cop goes, I feared for my life. He could have had a gun.
Wasn't there some lady that like called the police on some black guy? He was like bird watching or something.
Yeah.
And it's like,
she's like a Harvard graduate or something.
And she called the police and she's like, there's a black man threatening my life. And it's like, yo, bitch, that 911 call could have murdered that man. You could be responsible for murder. Luckily, it didn't end up that way. But you being a racist ass bitch was like the reason
and
why.
Unfortunately, like, I hate to say this, but like in America, we kind of need to. The end of this show is such a shit show. Okay, but I think the point I was saying, I don't even remember.
You were talking about how white people would storm the Capitol. There's no consequences. A regular black guy, he felt threatened, bird watching.
Exactly. So basically, it's like this selective enforcement of the law. And unfortunately for people of color, like they are, this is what I was going to say. In America, we need to like realize that police are not always having the best intentions. Like they are not perfect. And a lot of times, like we think of police, like white people typically think of police as like, they're there to protect us. And it's like, no, they're fucking not. They are the army of the government. Like they are the localized army of the government that will enforce shit with lethal force when it's not even necessary and it's fucked up.
If you're a white person, you've probably had nothing but the worst experience you've probably ever had with a cop was a speeding ticket. If you're a white person, probably. That's the worst thing you've ever had happen to you. But if you're a person of color, holy shit, dying on the regular
can happen for sure.
Your friends, people you know, people in your community, your family members, people are getting shot and killed, and it's like there's definitely a lot of arguments about a lot of different things, but it's like I don't know, man. I think if you go all the way back, law and law enforcement was used to control and like dictate slavery. Like it was intentionally, like law enforcement was almost built on the backbones of anti-black. Like it was almost built to keep, quote unquote, keep the slaves under control, or whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, I mean, we need to kind of wrap this up, but basically,
Dude, there's
I feel
there's
so-
like a jackhammer in the background.
Yeah.
The camera just died. We're talking about some serious shit. This is very weird. I don't like how this ended.
I'm out of this. But
Yeah.
basically, thoughts and prayers can't really do shit to bring anyone back. But obviously, thoughts go out to the Black community right now. Obviously, this is a really hard time. A lot of stuff is going wrong, and a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of this stuff comes in bursts, dude. Like.
It reminds me of Ferguson a lot.
It's gonna wind up before it winds back down, and
Reminds me of Trayvon Martin, Ferguson, and then like all the what bugs me.
And we're in the middle of COVID still, so it's
Yeah.
like people are already really uptight.
You know what bothers me the most is it's like we're almost becoming so desensitized to it. It's just like school shootings. Like, oh, another black guy died from a cop? Okay. Oh, another angry white kid went into a school and shot up 10 people? Okay. Like, we're reaching this point where it's like, I mean, what do you mean, okay? Like, it's a sad tragedy that we're so desensitized to all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's messed up, dude. It's so messed up. Hope you enjoyed that clip. If you'd like to see the full episode, click right here. If you'd like to subscribe, click here. If you'd like more clips, we got 2 more right over here.